Hi, I'll just pause it there a minute and I'll tell you what we're doing. So it's been a few days. I'm just getting around to doing the voiceover for this now. This was in the middle of that really, really hot spell that we had recently. How did you all cope with that? I didn't cope so well. I have chronic health problems that mean that I struggle to regulate my temperature, so extremes of temperature are difficult for me, and also the heat can exacerbate other symptoms that I have. So we've been keeping everything low key for me and for the dogs. No big walks or training for sports or anything. But they were overdue a little pampering session, husbandry day. They needed their nails clipping, and Zen especially is blowing her coat. She's shedding everywhere, so she needed a good brushing. So I started with Sky, and this is how I do Sky's. I like to pair things like having your nails clipped and being brushed with something good. For Sky, that's food and being told she's wonderful. But I don't like to just distract them. I like them to know what's going to happen before it happens. And I don't want the presence of food, so me bringing food out to predict me doing something that they don't particularly like trimming their nails. I would rather that they think that getting their nails trimmed or getting brushed predicts food arriving. So to start with, I put food in a dish, or today it's a licky mat or just something that's visible in the grass, and I ask her to just wait, don't take it yet, give her a little tiny brush. So this is what we're doing. Then I release her to get it, because it's on a licky mat, it's going to keep her busy for a little while, and she's quite happy to get busy with that and let me comb her.
You're so good.
She's not a massive fan of being groomed, but she's such a biddable girl, she'll just tolerate it. Nails, same thing. See, she's absolutely not thrilled about this, but she's not going to escalate. It's not getting any worse over her lifetime. She's happy to tolerate, not enjoy, but tolerate is good enough. Me doing her nails while she licks at her licky mat. And then when we're done, she gets to chase a meatball into the long grass. When we've done one paw, that is. So she gets to chase a meatball after each paw. Sky's nails are the worst, by the way. They're black and really thick and tough, so you can't see where the quick is, and they're just not fun to cut at all.
This one here is the worst, isn't it? So thick and black.
Okay. Wow, ready? Achoo! That's you done. That's you all done.
Stand.
Zen's turn. Just pause it there a minute. So, slightly different approach with Zen. She does like food now. Never used to be the case. We've worked really hard on getting her to eat, just in general, but especially in situations that are quite exciting or distracting, like outside. We've got the sheep and the birds and things going on. She is now happy to eat in pretty much any situation. It's a behaviour that I've had to teach her, but still her favourite thing is toys. So we've worked on this game, this pattern where I throw out a toy, she stands and stares at it and tolerates a little bit of handling, and then she's released to go and get it. I take a much slower, more careful approach with Zen. We did used to do cooperative care. It's worth mentioning this is not really a cooperative care framework. It's not at all, actually. I've probably got videos on cooperative care if you go back, but this is... They're not opting out of this. Sorry, guys. We're doing your nails today. I'm going to make it fun for you, but they're getting done. Whereas with cooperative care, which I also use, but it looks different to this, so the dogs know the difference, you look for body language and specific behaviours that you've taught to allow the dog to opt in, to say, yeah, okay, I'm ready, cut a nail now, or to opt out and say, no, hang on a minute, give me a break. And the theory is, and it works in practice, it's worked for us and lots of other people I know, is that when they are allowed to opt out, they know that they can opt out. It's a safe situation, they're not going to be forced into anything. When they know they can opt out, they feel safer to opt in more. But I just wanted to be clear that that is not what we're doing today. This is not cooperative care, because there can be some confusion about it. This is desensitisation and counter conditioning to husbandry, but not cooperative care.
Nice.
The reason I take a bit more of a slowly approach with Zen than I do with Sky is because Zen's younger, and with every dog I've had through my adult life, I've learned a bit more. With Sky, I just sort of knew the basics of how to counter condition dogs to accepting things like nail trims. And with Zen, I have learned a bit more. There's always more to learn, but I know more now than I did when Sky was this age. So that's informing my training, and hopefully with each dog I become a better trainer. Hopefully it trends up. And as well, while they're both working bred border collies and they're both sensitive girls, Zen in particular has more, just genetically inclined to have more big feelings about things. So I'm a lot more careful with the way that I introduce things to her and maintaining her positive feelings about stuff. She's not got that genetic bidability that Sky has. She's a lot more independent. Sky will let us do anything as long as we tell her she's wonderful. Then if she doesn't like what we do, she'll leave home. So
Yeah, I know. Wait.
So she gives me some signals here. Look away, licking her lips. That if we were doing cooperative care, I would take to mean,
Around.
no, I'm not ready, give me a break. But because we're not, I'm just going to work through it. She's fine.
Should we do the rest of
She's
it?
not escalating those calming signals. She's just keeping herself calm. It's not a problem. She can tolerate a bit more
Good.
stress, a little bit of stress, a little bit of stress inoculation, and then get her toy, and she's grand.
Lovely. She's so smart.
I'll let her kill her toy for a bit here, because why not? Probably helps her cope with that stress as well, releasing some of that tension. Zen's nails are great, by the way. They're see-through and just really nice to cut. I can see exactly where the quick is. I can take little slithers off, and she's really quite cooperative with it now. So nail care is so much easier with her than it has been with my other dogs.
Stand. Lovely, clear nails. I can see exactly where the quick is. Right. Yeah, she's so good. Oh, good. She's targeting that fluffy bit.
This was a bad idea, by the way, tugging with her like that while I'm kneeling down after I've just cut her nails, because I never bother dremeling them or filing them. They wear down after a day or two. They're very sharp after I've just cut them. So I ended up with a few pretty nasty scratches down my legs after this, but hey ho. Just breaking up the nail care, working on her hold.
Yes, nice. Hold. Hold. Falling? Are you jumping? Ready? Hold. Yes. Go. Up. Wait. Stand. You're so good. And we'll do just this
I often
part,
talk to her
okay?
if I can sense she's getting impatient, or to try and just string out a little bit more.
2.
And that's a pattern that we've established, counting down from 3, so she knows that's how long she's got to wait.
Sorry, pulled you off balance then, didn't I? Good girl. You're so good. In 3, 2, 1. Break. Oh, now Mummy's dizzy. Come here.
It was at this point she realised she'd effed up. So, like I said, I've got health conditions that are exacerbated by the heat, One of those is POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which, to massively oversimplify it and explain it really badly, is that my body doesn't pump blood around itself very well, which is part of my connective tissue disorder, which I'm still under investigation for, but it's looking like it's either Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or hypermobility spectrum condition. So things like the position that I was sat in there for a long time, especially in the heat, sometimes even just standing still for too long, can mean that blood will pool in my legs, and it causes my heart rate to shoot up. And if I don't notice and do something about it, I can get presyncope, which is lightheadedness, even actually faint, pass out. I get palpitations, and I start to feel just really anxious, and stressed, and even like angry because I'm just kind of panicking. And it doesn't often occur to me in the moment that, oh, this must be a POTS attack, my heart rate's up. So that's why I taught, one of the many reasons actually, that I taught Zen to alert to my heart rate, which, because she's so sensitive and so connected to me, which is both a blessing and a curse, she picked this up really, really easily, learned it so much quicker than I thought she would. So the idea is that she will alert me to my heart rate going up by nudging my leg with her nose, and I will go, oh, thanks Zen, and I will sit down, sort out my heart rate before any of these nasty symptoms start. Zen's got her own alert, which is sort of loudly barking at me in a really kind of strangled, high pitched way. So that's not my favourite, to be honest. And we are working on switching from that to the nudging, because that's one of the things that would disqualify her from being a public access assistance dog. There are many, many things to work on until she ever gets to the point where I'd call her a fully trained public access assistance dog. And that's one of the big ones. The mark of a good assistance dog is that people don't know it's there. People go, oh my goodness, there's been a dog under that table the whole time. I didn't even know. It is not appropriate for assistance dogs to be barking loudly, even if they are doing a medical alert. So one way we're working on that is if she starts yapping, and even before she starts barking at me, if she's just sort of looking a bit stressed and kind of agitated and I can't figure out why, but she hasn't nudged my leg to alert me, I will ask her to smell my breath. I'll say, do you want to check? And she'll smell my breath. And I don't know whether that's how she's picking up that my heart rate is high. Nobody does. We don't know how they do it. We can't ask them. We can just make educated guesses. Maybe it just gives her a moment to pause, or it's a cue that tells her this is what I want. But she'll smell my breath, and then I'll say, do I need a nudge? And she'll either nudge my leg if my heart rate is high, and I've checked it on many occasions. She's never wrong, with my smartwatch that monitors my heart rate as well. Or if my heart rate's fine, she'll just stand and stare at me and we'll carry on. So because I've been distracting her, we've been busy. On that day, it was because we were busy doing the husbandry stuff. But to be honest, any time that Zen is outside, actually out of her crate, but especially outside where she can jump fences and bother our sheep when we're not supposed to be, and do things, chase birds and disappear off into the horizon, I have to keep her busy. I have to task Zen constantly. Even if that task is just settled at my feet, I have to be actively managing her all the time. She's not the sort of dog. I mean, it's got better over the years. It is getting a lot better the older she gets and the more she learns. But unlike Sky or our other working sheepdog, Peg, she's not the sort of dog that will just hang around. It's pretty exhausting, but if she's not being actively managed and told what to do, she will just bog off and go and find her own fun. You have to be on her every second. But like I say, it's getting better. Anyway, I want you to watch what she does when I ask her to check now, and then I think I've got another clip of her checking at the end when my heart rates come down again, and I might try and put them side by side so you can see the massive difference in her behaviour depending on where my heart rate is.
Want to check? Here, gives a toy. Hand. Thanks. Hand.
I also just want to note my impatience and frustrated tone there when she doesn't deliver the toy to my hand. first time, that is a big clue that I'm having a POTS episode and I haven't noticed. And one of the many reasons that I decided to teach Zen to actively alert to it. It's both for my benefit and because if I'm having a POTS attack that I don't realise is happening and I just start getting really stressed out and anxious and moody, like you saw a little bit of, then I start to get more frustrated with the dogs and I start to get grumpy. And Zen, because she's so sensitive and so connected to me, like I said, picked up on that. And she gets stressed when I get stressed, probably because she knows that mum's going to get moody if she's having a POTS attack. And she will either avoid me or just be stressed and worried. And I hate to see her like that. It's really upsetting to see that she's worried by me. So I really wanted to change her association from mum's heart rate's high, she's going to get grumpy, to yay, mum's heart rate's high. That means I get to poke her with my nose and I get fed really good treats or get a really good game with my toy, and then she'll sort it out and we can carry on training.
Check. Do I need a nudge? Yeah.
So there she did the nudge, that's the trained alert, and the yap, that's her natural alert that I'm trying to fade.
Do I need a nudge? No, a nudge.
So there I thought I'll do some training now while my heart rate's high and work on just asking her to do the trained alert, but she was really agitated. I think it was very high, my heart rate at this point. I hadn't noticed and Zen hadn't either. So when I asked her to check and she suddenly realised, oh my God, it's really high, she got instantly very agitated. So I tried for a little while to get a quiet nudge that I could reinforce and then realised now's not the time. Eventually I realised that.
Like yippee alerts, like nudgy ones. Come, under. Down.
And I popped her just under my legs to practice her tucked in settle while I just waited for my heart rate to come down.
Alright, that way. I've never done that, that's fine.
So this bit's quite boring, but do you know what? It is boring. It's really boring having to just sit down and wait for your heart rate to go back to normal when there are other things that you'd rather be doing. And that is what led to me getting into a bit of a habit of ignoring Zen's alerts in the beginning, even though I trained her to do it and I wanted her to do it. Sometimes she would alert me with a really nice nudge and I'd reward her and say, thanks Stellin, I know my heart rate's high, but I just want to finish this one last repetition of what we're doing, or I just want to finish this load of washing or whatever I'm doing, and push on a bit, and then it would get worse. So I'm really trying not to do that anymore and take it seriously every time she alerts. Sort my heart rate out first, then go back to what I'm doing.
Give you a quick brushy brush and then we'll be done. Bring it.
Having said that, oh look, I'm up again and doing things. Yeah, I'm asking her to bring a toy up to me instead of bending over, which is a big thing that kicks off my POTS, but I didn't even check my heart rate on my watch. I just wanted to finish what we were doing. Oh, and look, there I am, bending over in the heat, haven't even checked my heart rate. It's not going to go well.
Break. Toy.
But she's been shedding like mad all over the house, and I just wanted to get her brushed while we were outside.
Wait. You're right, there's a little bird popping around in that bush, isn't there? You see that you've got one ear on it, or your whole head. Toy. Bring it high. Middle. Good. Middle. Straight. Up. Middle.
I'll speed through this last bit because it's getting really boring.
Nowhere else there, just your butt. Can you see your toy? Good girl. Wait. Nice and dead. Alright, you're gonna have to see it. Yeah, look. end up having another pox attack.
So did anyone just hear me say it's hot and I'm going to end up having another POTS attack? Because I did. But then I seemingly just forgot about that and finished brushing her and wanted to work on some tricks. Like a bloody idiot, always just trying to push it. It's inconvenient having health problems, just trying to pretend that I don't. But Zen's got my back. Wait for it. This is why I trained her to do this.
Still alerting. Do you want to nudge then? Penny, can you nudge? Oh god, yeah. Can you nudge? Nudge? Yes.
So again, not the alert I want. She's given me a yap instead of a nudge, but then I was actively blocking her with my fist in front of her face, trying to get her to give me a paw. And I asked her to do the nudge before I rewarded her. I think we're just creating a behaviour chain here of yap, then nudge, then reward. But it's just part of my plan to fade that yapping, which also includes being more aware of her looking like she wants to alert before she gets so agitated that she's yapping, and also being more aware of my heart rate myself, which I'm not great at.
Right. Well, sorry, babe. I wanted to do something fun, but I think it's DPT time.
DPT is deep pressure therapy. It's one of Zen's tasks where she essentially acts like a living weighted blanket and lies across my legs, which helps push the blood that's pooled in my legs back up and to my head where I need it, quite clearly.
It's still going up. Can I have it? Mum, I shouldn't do all this stuff in the heat. Go.
We take your own advice, please, me.
Oops, go. Round. Here.
So we're having a little bit of a kerfuffle here because we've been retraining this one. I used to sit cross-legged and have her curl up in my lap,
Bit more touch.
mainly because I thought it would be more comfortable, and also I didn't want to be in people's way, but it just doesn't work the same. So I'm retraining her lying across my legs with my legs out like this. I'm just trying to avoid the pointy elbows.
Fluffy. Alright. You are really, really hot, babe. I'll stick you in now, eh?
She's just happily watching birds while I try and sort myself out.
Break. Good girl. Still not good enough to stand up.
So I think I edited this the other day and we did DPT for a lot longer than it looks like. But it just wasn't working that day.
Good girl.
So I thought this was cute. I started taking some deep breaths to try and help with the bringing the heart rate down. And Zen immediately offered this really relaxed position on one side, which was really nice to see because I actively taught her that a while ago. She used to get stressed when I would start taking deep breaths because she associated it with me trying to calm myself down because my heart rate's gone up. Therefore, I was stressed and being, short-tempered. Reason 793 why a sensitive border collie is not the ideal assistance dog. So to change her association with me taking deep breaths, because it's something I do a lot, I used Leslie McDevitt's pattern game from, I think it's from Control Unleashed. So I would take a deep breath and then I would watch for her nostrils flaring when she was taking a deep breath, and then I would reward it with a piece of food. So eventually she started to see me taking a deep breath as a cue for her to relax as well. And she did a lot of hanging out with me in the living room while I did yoga or meditation, just relax together.
I love you so much. Would you like to do some more DPT and help me get up? Here. Come here. Down. Perfect. Good girl. Thank you. You can listen to the birds. Watch them and you can see them.
Oh, here's the bit where we did more DPT. I don't know if I said I edited the video a couple of days ago, and I'm just coming back to it now to put the voiceover on, so it's a surprise to me.
Break. Good go.
And it still wasn't working, so I had to do this super dignified manoeuvre of putting my legs in the air to get the blood to run out of them.
Stand.
But I was
Good.
pretty impressed with how Zen's generalised her position cues, considering I've never given her that cue while lying upside down,
Good.
and she still took it.
Get up slowly. Down. Sit. Up. Yes. Oh, you headbutt a camping chair. What'd you do that for? Down. Sit.
And we
Yes,
did some more
nice.
static position stuff, just to keep her busy and happy, really, while I
Down.
got up slowly.
Sit. Stand. Down. Stand. So nearly. Stand. Perfect. Get it. Good girl. Oh. There we go. I'm good.
So I just asked her to check again.
Check.
Soft waggy tail, no yipping, relaxed Zen, all good, and the smartwatch agrees.
Check.
If we compare that to before.
Do I need a nudge? Yeah.
Aren't dogs
Thought
brilliant?
so.